Overcoming your kryptonite. Superman's kryptonite, Achilles' heel, Jessica Jones' Killgrave. Rest assured that everyone, even superheroes, have fears and weaknesses. They also have their obstacles that keep rearing their ugly heads. For Superman, it was Lex Luthor. But to find that superhero part of yourself, you must be able to overcome all those fears, weaknesses, and obstacles. They are closely linked to one another, but the only way to get rid of them is to understand them individually. We will delve into identifying these aspects of kryptonite and talk about tackling them. Of course, the suggested approaches are not universal, but many of these learnings may help you on your personal journey to get forward. How to overcome fear. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. Nelson Mandela. Fear is often fueled by irrational thoughts about something that doesn't really pose a danger. A phobia. It can also be attributed to the unknown. A fear of failure, fear of success, a fear of being average. Fear is different from a phobia. Superman had a fear of kryptonite, but it did not let it stop him from saving people in distress. It would have been a phobia if Clark Kent had stopped being Superman because of his fear of kryptonite. So, what can you do to understand, grasp, and overcome your own irrational thoughts? Change the way you view fear. To change your view of fear, you need to turn it into something that motivates you instead of disabling you. Why do people enjoy extreme sports? Why would someone bungee jump over crocodile-infested water? Because they have turned their fear into a source of exhilaration. To convert the paralyzing effect of fear into motivational energy, you need to acknowledge and identify your fear. Give it a name. If an official one doesn't apply, just make one up. By doing this, you take the first step towards taking control. Once you have acknowledged your fear, learn as much about it as you can. Try and analyze how it manifests in different ways. For example, a fear of failure can stop you from attending a job interview, or stop you from applying, or further still, prevent you from even conducting a job search in the first place. Rationalize your fear. Fear only becomes crippling when you do not think about why it exists. That is when it borders on or becomes a phobia. To calm your anxiety, you must explore its origins and how it affects you and your life. Ask yourself where it comes from. Perhaps it relates to a bad experience you have had previously. Maybe it was born from the impact of a story you once heard. Regardless, when you realize that it is not merely a part of you, and that there was a time when you survived happily without it, it can inspire you to live without it once again. It can be hard to invest so much time and effort into overcoming a fear if you do not truly understand its magnitude. Thus, defining it is a crucial step. Ask yourself how it makes you feel, what it makes you do, and/or stops you from doing, and how you would feel if you no longer had the fear. You should analyze whether your fear is based on the prospect of actual danger or not. Like Superman, if it does, you can learn to respect it, but also sidestep it safely when needed. Set your outcomes. Once you have understood your fear, you can really focus on what you want to do with it and be led by how you want to feel if you were not disabled by it anymore. Although the outcome would be to overcome it, you need to set smaller goals to provide stepping stones towards it. It is therefore essential to decide what outcomes you want from overcoming the fear. For example, you may have a fear of making a financial commitment, which is stopping you from taking that step that you could turn your business into a success. Perhaps you could start by booking a meeting with a bank manager to discuss what is involved in taking a loan. This way, you are working towards risk-taking. That is the only way to really be successful, but do not have to jump straight into making the financial commitment. Also, don't forget to congratulate yourself when you've successfully taken a small step towards your final goal, because you deserve it. Every time you make progress, it means that you have dared to do something that you couldn't do before because you were scared. Give yourself the recognition you deserve. Give fear a place. Fear can be a positive thing, and it shouldn't always be disregarded as something you should not feel. It is an emotion, just as happiness or sadness is. It is a natural response, so you shouldn't let it make you feel like you have a weakness. After all, without fear, there would be no courage. It is therefore crucial to prioritize your fears by focusing on the ones that really affect your life. For example, if you are scared of snakes but are extremely unlikely to encounter one, you do not have to force yourself to overcome that straight away. Also, ensure that you do not put too much pressure on yourself or push yourself too far. Don't forget, smaller goals are the key to achieving that ultimate one. Even if you complete some of them and are not ready to go further, that is okay. You have still made progress and calmed down your fear. Give yourself as much time as you need. Practical fear-setting exercise with Tim Ferriss. The American entrepreneur and investor Tim Ferriss went as far as claiming that we should define our fears rather than goals. As he explained in his popular TED Talk, there's one quote by Seneca that changed his life, marked by depressive episodes. We suffer more in imagination than reality. Upon this realization, he created an exercise to help out with his loud, incessant mind, called fear setting. This strategy is something you can easily try yourself. All you need are 3 pages of paper and a pen. First page, what if I... You should write down whatever you're afraid of, anything that you're avoiding. It could be asking someone out, ending a relationship, asking for a promotion, quitting a job, starting a company, Ferriss explains. Let's choose one example, quitting a job. Column 1, define. Write down the worst thing that could happen if you pursue the goal that you're afraid of. In the case of quitting a job, it could be a lack of money, uncertainty, leaving your colleagues behind, having to start over in a new field, etc. Column 2, prevent. Here, you should consider the actions you could take to prevent the bad things from the previous column. You could save money before quitting or spend less for some time, meet up with old colleagues after work, and view starting over as an opportunity. Column 3, repair. Think about what you could do to deal with the worst-case scenarios if they happen. You could always borrow the missing money. You may find new friends even if the old ones disappear, and find another gig through a friend if the new job doesn't work out. Second page, what are the benefits, potential successes? But what if it works out? That's what you should think about instead of worrying about dangers. If you take that job, could you possibly earn more, boost your CV, open new doors, meet more interesting people? Dare to dream. Third page, the cost of inaction. This might be the most important, so don't skip it and really get detailed. Again, emotionally, financially, physically, says Ferriss. Consider everything that definitely won't happen if you don't overcome your fear. Should you not take that job? What will your life be like in a few months? Or in a couple of years? Don't like the idea of such stagnation? Then perhaps just do it and face the kryptonite of yours.